Hey everybody! Welcome to OtakuCast. I'm your host, Angel's Calamity, with my co-host, DC.
Hello, I am directionally challenged.
And
And we have a special guest. Tell them.
this is Cole.
Hi, I'm Cole. I'm an editor and also a special guest.
Yes,
Excellent.
you are
Y'all can call me Angels,
the first guest.
and you can call him DC, and she wants to go by Cole. She goes by Colette13 in our little empire. But, yes, we are here to have some fun, do some casting, and a little bit about me. I have a YouTube channel. It's very small, very, very small. I record Let's Plays. Colette and I play lots together, and we have a good time. And we're going to have a good time here today, too.
We're gonna try and have a good time at the very least. Try and make it entertaining for you. You better like it.
You guys
like
better
it.
watch, too. You better. Otherwise, DC and his void will come stand outside your
Yes,
house at night.
yes, I will bring the void to your house and just gotta stare at it for a while.
Cole looks nervous.
It will stare back. Well, you know, they say you shouldn't stare into the void, but it's fine if the void stares back. Who's worried about that?
The void staring back seems a little bit stressful. You know, that stress meter's gonna go up.
Nah.
DC, what
You
kind
just,
of
you
anime
know,
do you like? Sorry for asking.
Honestly, pretty much everything. I'm not too into slice of life, but I can watch it depending on, what's going on. But mostly I like action, horror, psychological, blah 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 blah, Gundam. I love mecha.
What about you, Cole? What kinds of anime do you like?
I like mostly action-based shonen, just that.
Yeah.
I can watch slice of life, but I also like mecha.
See, mecha's awesome.
I love mecha.
Gundam.
And as for
What
myself,
about you?
I do love I love action shonen animes. I love a lot. I have to agree, slice of life is not normally my thing. I have found a few of them that are just so funny or just have such a good enough storyline that I dig it. But most of the time, slice of life's not my thing, nor is romance anime. It's just like, unless it's like super good, it's not really.
Yeah.
Really.
There's a few that I like.
Yeah.
There's a few.
And then I love as you guys can see, I love lots and lots of action anime. Horror anime is just yes, horror anime is what it is. It's great. I know how to English.
That fits into a later topic that we'll be covering. We're going to be trying to cover a few topics on our cast today. We've got a few things to introduce ourselves and
you guys can get
what will be yes. So we're going to try. I have our little thing pulled up here to talk about some news. We're going to talk about our top 5 favorite animes. And we're going to discuss some of the anime that we're watching for the cast.
Yes.
So that is going to be coming up. We're going to be talking about Baccano and Another. So that will be interesting.
Yes, I am very excited to hear your guys' opinions on those shows because I definitely have opinions as well.
I've got notes. I've got notes that I took.
Boy, don't talk to me about notes.
Look, I was trying to find my notebook, but I couldn't find it. So
you tried.
This is what I had.
For DC. You tried.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good job.
So, looks like we're about ready to get into our first topic as well.
News. And I'll start the
Yes.
Yes, news. News is there's always news about everything, anything. But first off, we're going to talk about a quick mention of COVID. Stay at home. Wash your hands. That's all I'm going to say.
Stay at home, wash your hands, use 71% alcohol, least.
You guys already know about it. I'm not going to beat over the head. Just stay at home, wash your hands. And regarding COVID, it has affected our anime industry. It has. There's what? You good?
I said yes, it has.
Oh, okay.
No, never. I'm never good.
I mean, same. So there's been
I'll let you go.
lots and lots of suspended conventions all across, just everywhere. If you're worried about your local convention, look it up online. But I'm not going to even attempt to list how many have been delayed or suspended, which really sucks for the anime world, but it will keep everybody safe. So.
Yeah, I heard. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I heard there was a convention in Japan that got canceled due to it, and not just that, but there's a few manga publishers that are not publishing because of it.
There's lots and lots of delays in manga. There's suspended conventions, and Funimation reported that their Simuldub cast has been delayed because they want to keep their family safe, and they even had a quote. Of course, I don't have it right in front of me. That they said they hope we can understand them and be patient with them because everyone needs to be safe. Like we want our entertainment, but
yes,
everybody needs to be safe.
I even saw there was a member of Capcom had gotten a confirmed case of COVID, and so Capcom had this convention that they were going to do, and they've shut it down because they were like, no, we've got a member with a confirmed case. We're not doing the convention. And I was like, it sucks. I love Capcom.
It sucks, but it's going to make it so everybody stays safe. Everybody has family members that are at risk for this, so.
Yes.
I mean,
now
it sucks, but what you going to do? Are you washing your hands, Cole? You wash your hands?
Are you?
I
yes.
am.
I'm better than washing my hands. I'm better than washing my hands. I have a little baggie here that is a paper towel soaked in 91% rubbing alcohol. So I'm safe.
Make sure you use some lotion. That's going to dry out your hands, DC.
I know I have lotion. It's fine. But I do have something to bring up that is related to COVID and related to something that I've already talked about.
Do tell.
So, there has been a special Gunpla model released for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which even the 2020 Olympics are being pushed back to 2021, but they're still going out with the model, and it's currently selling for only about $11 US, $7 US, depending on the size that you get, and it looks pretty good. I can't bring up a picture right now because I gotta figure out my things, but it looks pretty nice. I like it.
Hey, editor, make it happen.
I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture so that you can look at it. But I really think it looks pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I'll pop it in there.
I will definitely have to check that out. Definitely for sure. And are you gonna get one, DC?
Yeah, it is.
Are you gonna get one?
If I can, yes. It is the HG 1/44th scale RX 78-2 Gundam.
Nice.
I know.
Nice.
It is
very nice.
It looks like the classic Gundam. If anybody has ever seen Gundam, it looks like a classic Gundam. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna put a link in the chat for our editor and for everyone else here. It is a long link, but look at that gorgeous model. It's beautiful.
That's awesome. And then, real quick, I'll add here at the end of our news. Funimation has announced season 5 of My Hero Academia. Are you guys all My Hero Academia?
Yes. I haven't been watching the anime. I've been reading the manga. We can get into that discussion another time because I have a lot to say about it.
I know
a lot.
You read the manga, don't you?
I'm catching up. I'm not totally caught up yet.
we're gonna have to bring you back on for a manga discussion at some point.
Sometime in the future.
We'll probably have a debate on that one because I've got opinions.
See, I have not read the manga for My Hero, but I really enjoy the anime. So I mean, you couldn't tell, right? No, this is my Deku sweater. But I think it's about time we run into our next topic.
Yes, we are blazing through this already.
We're doing amazing. Look at us go.
I know. I don't even need to keep us on pace. Look at you keeping us on pace.
That was your job, wasn't it? Look at me just being a woman.
I know, stealing my only job.
Okay, DC.
What else am I here for, man?
I'm sorry. I thought I was
here for that.
You're here for the good looks.
All right. I bring the beard.
Yeah, that beard. I'm jealous. I've been trying to
Bring
grow
the-
one.
yeah.
I've been trying to grow one.
Yeah, it's not
just
really.
not been-
It's,
yeah.
it's getting.
I will
Yeah,
let you
it's-
tell us
mine's-
to shut up next time, okay?
My goal is just to get my beard like a one fist. Just I don't know why, it just is. But we're gonna move on to our next topic: top 5 favorite anime.
Not it. Not it. Go first.
Look at that. DC does have the good looks. Thank you. I'm looking at the chat.
Oh, I don't have the chat pulled up. I don't know how to do anything.
Don't worry. I know it's just Jack.
Hit, hit,
Let's talk about our top 5
Well,
favorite
DC,
animes.
if they say something nice about me, you'll tell me, won't you?
Yeah. Of course. Of course.
If he doesn't, you guys need to PM me and tell me so I can like send him a bag of poop or something.
Don't worry about it.
I will. I'll do it.
So, should we have our special guest start?
Yes, special guest.
I don't know which way. I'm looking at the stream, trying to figure it out.
In mine, she's up here, but it could be like.
I'm looking at the actual stream.
Oh.
So, tell me, Cole. Number 5. What's the number 5 on your list?
Do they
Number
have them
5
in
on my
numerical
list.
Order?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
I have my number 1. Okay, I have my number 1, but okay, we'll do number 5. So I have a hard time with this one, but I'm gonna go with Attack on Titan. Obviously, you can see Mikasa is behind me.
Yeah.
Tsukasa.
Yep.
Is
I read
it-
them.
I was gonna say, is it just for the giant nude creatures? Is that what it is?
She
I
likes them
mean,
thick boys.
if you look at Eren, man, that Titan, man.
Oh.
I like the story,
Mm,
and I just like how violent it.
yeah,
I like my violence.
It is very,
I've
very
seen
good.
some of it. I haven't really watched it because I was looking at it and I was like, it's not my thing. So I was like, All right,
Attack on Titan
Angel,
is actually
number 5.
Number 5? I don't really have.
I
them in
gotta
any
know.
particular order. Okay, these
You
are
gotta
not.
have
No, I can't choose. Don't make me choose. Okay.
You gotta. All right, let's just pick one. We've got Attack
Okay.
on Titan over here.
Number 5 is actually. You guys are gonna stab me. It's a tie, but I'm not gonna tell you. It's a tie on my list, but I'm just gonna tell you one of them. Yuri on Ice. Yuri on Ice. I love.
And what?
Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice.
Yes.
I
love my little pork cutlet bowl.
I have heard a lot about Yuri on Ice. I have never seen anything. I have not
Watch
seen a
it.
single thing on it.
Yeah, I
Watch
don't know what you're into, but it's still just like I
Well-
don't even like slice of life anime. I don't like sports anime. Colette made me watch it. She tied me to a chair, put a gag in my mouth, and said, "You will watch this." And we watched the first episode. She goes, "Well," I said, "Put on the next one." And we just sat there in one night and watched all. There's 12 episodes of Yuri on Ice in one sitting. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, there's
so
12.
good.
Were you reluctant at first, but then she broke out the battery, and you're like, all right.
Well,
All right.
the battery
I have
was
to
more
do it
like
now.
the carrot in front of the donkey. I was like, "Ooh, battery!" Hey.
Oh, okay. That wasn't the stick. That was the carrot.
Yes,
That was the.
that was the
all
carrot,
right.
not the stick.
Okay.
We can talk about the taser.
I don't
later.
know. I gotta know. So what is the main point? Because I know about Attack on Titan. We're fighting giants. Some people, they turn into giants. It's weird. It's crazy. They got cool swords. What is Yuri on Ice? Like, what is it? What is the point of
Ice
it?
skating.
Should I?
Ice skating.
Really?
Ice
Is it
skating.
ice?
Ice skating and boy love.
'Cause-
To be perfectly honest, it's ice skating and boy love.
Okay,
But
It
it's
is.
not
when
over
I
the
hear-
top with it. It doesn't
Okay.
force you to watch. It's not. Oh,
Basically,
I don't.
go ahead.
basically the main character, Yuri, he is thinking
Oh,
about
that's
retiring from ice skating. Well, his favorite ice skater of all time actually comes and trains him, and then it
Ah.
develops into the boy love, the
Okay.
feel of the sport,
It
and
is
all
such
this
a
other
slow
stuff,
burn. It
and
is
See,
such a slow burn. They
see,
tease you with that
it
so much.
it sounds like it should be called Yaoi on Ice.
Exactly, but
I
not
his name is
mean-
actually
Yuri on
Yurio.
Ice.
Or no, it's not Yurio. It's
Ah.
Yuri. Yurio's the other
No,
one. His name
no,
is Yuri.
it's Yuri.
Yurio's
Yeah.
the Russian
See,
one.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just
a
saying.
Russian.
But you
I'm
should
just
definitely
saying.
try it.
If it
Maybe
was the what if
You
it
should
was
definitely try
if
it,
it
Pete.
was Yuri on it, maybe if it was
Yeah.
a man, just like a big Russian man named Yuri, and he was doing ice skating, and he was just threatening people with the gun, just being like, "Hey, give me 10."
Uh,
I would watch that.
it's spicy.
Yurio is kinda,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah.
He's the Bakugo of the series.
Apparently, Otaku Empire is a fan of Yuri on Ice. So, you know now.
hey, Colette. Hey, Colette.
And
remember in
Colette
the,
likes him big.
Remember in the grocery store? Remember what happened?
I'm
I-
s-
I played the Yuri on Ice soundtrack. It was like 2:00 in the morning grocery shopping,
we
and she started skating across. Her and our other friend started like ice skating
like-
across
I
the polished
appreciate-
floors. It was a good time. It was a good time. But the intro to Yuri on
Sorry.
Ice, DC, if you never watch any Yuri on Ice, watch the intro. The intro is
we
just
I gotta tell you something. We have in the chat insert something nice about angels here. So
Aw,
there you
thank
go.
you.
I told you.
Thank you guys.
All right, we'll move along. I'm gonna talk about my number 5. It's kind of a hard choice for me because I do have quite a few animes that I like. It's nothing against the anime itself. I have to put Cowboy Bebop at number 5.
That's
I
a good
just
choice.
have to.
That's a good choice. That is a great choice. Like, I actually have like 2 pages of list for my choices, and there were so many that I was just like,
Yeah,
I have
it's
to cut this one out. Yeah, and that was one of them. Cowboy Bebop was such a good anime, and it was
so
its story was so gripping.
yeah. I mean, as much as I love, as much as I love Cowboy Bebop, as much as I love Spike Spiegel, greatest just main character ever, it's number 5 for me. And I mean, I love the movie. I love the soundtrack. I still listen to Rain just randomly. I'll be like, you know what? I want to listen to it now. I just go on YouTube and I pull it up, and it's just like, I walk in rain, and you're just like, yeah.
And then one of the funniest episodes ever was when they all got high on mushrooms. That one was great. That was
Yeah.
So,
Yes, it was just
that's
Stairway to
beautiful.
Heaven.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
whenever
there
I want to
was-
have a good laugh, I put that one on. It's great.
Or you can just watch the Weird Al AMV, Living in the Fridge.
Living in the
Oh my gosh,
I forgot that
yes.
existed.
Living in the
I
fridge.
forgot-
Yes.
I forgot that existed.
Yes. The ultimate AMV. So let's
I don't
move
know
on to
about
number
that.
4. That's or you can listen to the I think I'm a clone, because that one was
I think you're.
Oh, which
biased
one?
for
That
Weird
was,
Al. Now, I do love
Evangelion.
Weird Al
So-
and all,
Yes.
but I don't know. There's a lot of good AMVs out there. There's a lot of good AMVs.
well, yeah, but
okay,
let's
number,
go. Cole, number 4.
Number 4, Cole. Make it happen.
Oh god. Well, you guys are stealing my favorites now,
Hey.
man.
You can have the same ones. You can have the
Shush,
same
Jack.
ones. Right?
I see that. What a normie Cowboy Bebop. You should. It's awesome.
I was like, you're stealing. Well, I'm gonna have to go berserk.
See, I've not seen.
Oh
it.
yeah.
You know, it's
I see your style, and I'm not against it.
I mean,
I know that
I-
it's bloody. I want to watch it. I just haven't got to.
Oh my. Oh.
all you need to know is fucker. I don't know if I can cuss on here.
Too late now. I did.
You're
Whatever.
gonna have to edit it out. You're gonna have to edit it
Screw
out.
that
Edit
guy.
it out.
Screw that
Yo-
guy. I will edit it out. Screw
Uh,
that guy. Screw Griffith.
Yojek says Colette is a woman of culture.
Yes.
Yes. Because Berserk. Okay, so my buddies actually made me sit down and like watch all 3 movies.
Did
like
they tie
all
you
of
in a
the
chair and gag you too?
no, they were just like, hey, we're gonna eat Italian chicken and watch movies, and I was like, all right, let's do that.
Yeah, I'm down.
But yeah, Berserk. That's
See, I got introduced to the first anime that they did. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and
Have you played the game?
I have not.
I
As
want to get
someone
the
who is
game. It
completely
looks
new to the
violent.
Berserk universe, if I want to watch it, where do I start?
I would say the anime.
The original anime? I know they did a remake too. Didn't they?
You could do the original or the movies. The movies aren't that bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
The movies do a good job.
But if you want to like get the whole experience, I think the anime would probably work out better.
Yeah.
But the movies will get it quick. So
Yeah.
Angel, your number 4. What is it?
Well, you see, let me read past all my scribbles and the countless ones left by the wayside. My number 4, I'm given to Fairy Tail. Now, I haven't finished Fairy Tail.
Right.
I have not finished Fairy Tail. Colette and Cole and I have been watching it whenever we have a chance, and when we do, we just binge watch it like all night. Just watch like 30 episodes in a day. But
The ending. The ending. It hurts your heart.
No.
I'm just saying, it hurts the heart.
No.
I read the manga.
Yes, it hurts the heart, doesn't it?
No.
I
Beautiful.
know it's a great choice. It's a great choice. All of my choices are older because that's when I got into anime. So those are the ones that are special to me.
Inuyasha and that one just almost made my.
I
was just like,
okay. Apparently,
which one do I
Yojak
wanna watch
says
right now.
not Berserk 2016. Oh my god, no!
Yeah, no, that 2016 is bad.
Don't watch the
Okay,
2016
I will
Berserk.
not watch Berserk 2016. I promise. Okay.
My number 4, is gonna be Yu Yu Hakusho. That's gonna be my number 4. I can't. Hey, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. All right.
I do too.
And the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho has balls. Dude told Shonen Jump.
See,
The Shonen Jump was like, you're ending it this way. Yeah, Shonen Jump. Shonen Jump goes, you're gonna end the manga this way, and he goes, no. And they're like,
No.
well, if you don't end it, we're gonna fire you. He says, you can't fire me. I quit. And he left, and the anime team had to finish the anime on their own. They had to come up with their own ending.
Dang.
So,
dang.
inserts nice things about Angel's dogs here.
Oh, my dogs are awesome. They're locked out of the room right now because they're loud and they like to fight.
My dogs are one of my dogs.
Maybe we'll have a segment.
Mine are laying in front of me.
Introduce our pets one day. Will you like that, DC?
Oh god.
Show our pets off.
Oh god.
I can turn the camera and show right now.
And now people are going to see your dogs, Colette. You might as well, since you want to bring up your dogs.
Bring the dogs up. But
Release
Yu Yu
the hounds.
Hakusho is awesome.
Release the hounds.
There's one.
Suki.
I was
And
gonna
then
say,
there's my other.
And Toph.
Yu Yu Hakusho is awesome, and anyone who is wrong.
I agree with that.
I have never seen it, but the only thing I can think of whenever I hear Yu Yu Hakusho is that AMV from Anime Hell. I'm gonna finger bang.
My buddies and I are doing a Yu Yu Hakusho campaign, and Yojak, watch Yu Yu Hakusho. We're doing one. My character died and became the spirit detective. He got shot 22 times by some Yakuza and became the spirit detective. So, just
You
leave
gotta.
it. Yeah.
Number 3,
All right.
Cole.
Yes, number 3, Cole. What are we doing?
Sorry.
Okay, now this is gonna be really hard.
I got mine lined up.
I gotta go with Trigun.
Yes! 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 Hold on! Hold on! Hold on! Yes! Yeah! Badlands Rumble right here. I have it right on hand. It is right here.
Like, I was trying to balance out newer anime and older anime, and Trigun is just one of those animes that stuck with me.
My old anime fell by the wayside.
Shut up! You don't know what my number one is, Yojek. You don't know. Just because I have a Trigun roleplay book over here, which lets you play Trigun,
Cue the
just
Trigun,
because
you know, the
it's in
music, that
just
iconic guitar sound.
just because I created my entire own roleplay world based off of it doesn't mean it's my number one.
That's beautiful.
That is pretty impressive.
Close to
I gotta say.
Yeah, well,
but that doesn't
I
mean
love
it's your
it.
number one. It's still a surprise.
You don't know.
We don't
yeah,
know.
You don't.
It's still a mind-boggling mystery.
Now I have to change. Now I'm gonna have to make it my. But what's number 3, Angel? What is it?
Number 3 is hard. All of them are hard. Okay, I would much rather a top 100 anime list. This would have been a lot easier to do. Okay, I mean, there's so many. If we have time, I want to do some honorable mentions when we're done because there's so many that need so much credit, but I just cannot fit them into 5. My number 3 is My Hero Academia. Boku no Hero.
Look at you. Look at you putting the number 3 in there. Duh.
My Deku hat.
Hero Academia, look at that.
My Hero is amazing and I love it. Okay, I love my crybaby boy Deku. He's my favorite. Here's my Deku. He's my favorite.
See, again, I have a lot of really strong opinions about what they've done to Deku, alright? I have very strong opinions about it because I love writing. I love writing so much. I have a book right here called How to Write a Damn Good Novel. That is how much I love writing and how mad I am at the treatment of Deku, alright?
Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're getting at. Deku does get a bad rap, like, a lot.
He gets shafted by the author! Where's Deku's development, damn it? Screw Todoroki and Bakugo! Where's Deku love?
Them fighting words.
Yeah!
All of those characters are amazing, except for... Cole,
No,
you know what I'm gonna say.
Look.
Not you! I edited myself. There's a meme about
Oh!
Mineta.
Look,
It's a meme
Suyu
about
best
Mineta.
girl.
Mineta is worse.
Suyu
best girl?
Best girl
Suyu
Suyu.
is best girl.
Yes,
Best girl.
yes, everyone
Yeah,
knows
I'll
this.
give you that. Suyu is best girl for sure.
Almost second best girl. I love Momo.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm just saying.
I love Uraraka
Ma-
though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. There's a lot of great characters,
look at her
but a lot of them have been
motivation.
getting shafted.
She's
Yeah, that's
working-
true.
She's becoming a hero so she can help her parents.
Yeah, exactly. But just a lot of them are getting shafted lately, and
I'm not caught
I'm
up.
just saying.
I'm not caught up.
I'm just saying. What do we got here?
What's next?
Number 1,
Number
Boku no Pico.
Oh God,
Oh,
no!
now I gotta change that. Hold on. No one can
Toga.
know.
Toga best girl. Well, I have a buddy that would agree with you. I have a buddy that
I
would
do
agree
like
with you on
Toga.
that.
She's a
Yeah,
I do
I'm
like her.
worried.
She's a little
I'm
too on the cutting side
concerned
for me.
now. Yeah, a little too Yandari for me.
Yeah.
All right, I don't go that. I'll go
What do you mean?
Sundari. Yeah, I'll go
As
to
I said.
Sundari. Yeah, that's where I'll go. I'll go Sundari, but the moment you go to Yandari, you have gone too far.
All right.
Nah, he'll
Cole.
be fine.
Cole, what's your favorite
Ah,
anime?
damn.
We're on
damn,
2.
no.
Oh, we're on 2.
Wait, I haven't given my number 3.
Oh,
What the heck?
I know.
I need
Trying to move past my number 3, like no one cares about
Sorry,
DC's number
no,
3.
I'm just retarded. I'm mentally mentally derping.
What, are you gonna make a pass at my directionally challenged nature? Is that what
No, actually, I wasn't.
Because
that
I'm directionally challenged.
No. That's not what I was doing. I just derped. Okay.
I'm playing.
I'm gonna put myself into timeout now.
Don't worry about it. My number 3 is Gundam Wing. Gundam
Anyways.
Wing. Number 3, Gundam Wing, Death Scythe, Duo Maxwell, best Gundam. I have a very, very, very tiny Duo Maxwell that goes to my beautiful Death Scythe sitting on my shelf.
Nice.
And
Man
in my
after my own
desk,
heart.
and in my
Inside the
desk side
void.
is a very tiny duo Maxwell sitting in the cockpit.
Excellent. See, I am not. I've
My
not
man
watched much
DC
of
almost
this
got
one.
shafted.
I'm not watching. Oh, I'm good at shafting.
Yeah, oh, come on. The first introduction to Duo Maxwell is pretty much him pulling off a heist and then jumping off a building with a parachute. And I'm just sitting there going, yes! This is the
It's
greatest
beautiful.
thing ever.
See, I've
I
not.
loved it so much. I made AMVs of Gundam Wing.
Nice. I've not been much.
That was
into
my
mecha anime.
first
There's,
foray into
there's
YouTube.
only a handful
Insert
of mechas.
AMV here.
There's only a handful of mecha
I don't
anime
wanna
that I
break
have
up my-
enjoyed, and that's not because I haven't watched them. I mean, there's some. I'm gonna shut up. Okay, I'm gonna piss off mecha people.
I'm gonna go into my buddy's style where his goal is to watch all the zombie things ever, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna sit down and my goal will be to watch everything mech, just all the mech.
It's not that I don't like them. There's just so many. There is so many. And it's just like, oh, see, I've seen Zoids, and that is considered a mecha, and that was like the 90s era thing. Zoids, I did like that.
Robotech.
Escaflowne
Oh
was
god,
good.
Robotech.
You
And-
can't make me explain more, Jag.
And,
I'll
and
explain.
I'm not going to say the
more.
other
We're
one
gonna-
that I've watched and very much enjoyed, because I know Colette's going to talk about it.
I think we've got
Don't-
20 more
don't
minutes
say
to
it
cover
yet.
this too. I think we're good. 20 more minutes to cover 6 anime. You think we can do it?
Oh
Easily.
yeah, like yeah,
Easily.
easily.
All right. So number 2, Cole, I beat you to it. Number 2, this is still me. I'm still co-host, Jack. You can't take it away. I'm
Not my number 2. So it's a newer one, but I've really enjoyed an anime called Fire Force.
Oh, heck yes. Heck
I'm
yes.
so glad someone else has watched it, because I'm like trying to get all of you people to watch it.
Have you?
I'm looking
have
at you.
Now, I don't know. I know that they just got, is it season 2 or season 3 that they just got approved for? They just got a new season approved.
Season 2 is coming out this year.
Yes.
Season 3 got approved.
Yes.
And
yes.
I
am
actually
stoked.
I rewatched it. I rewatched it again, and just the animation, the fight scenes, just it's so beautiful, and the soundtrack, the soundtrack of it. Oh,
Okay.
Just like
it's an
2 weeks
anime
ago,
about
I reread it.
firefighters, right?
Yes,
There's
it's an
fight
anime
scenes-
about
no,
firefighters,
hold on.
but not in the way you think.
There's fight scenes
Okay.
in anime about firefighters?
Okay, can I?
no,
yeah,
yes, you
it's-
can.
it's
Go
not-
ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Tell me about the all right, you want to know about the plot. Okay, so there is these things, the human combustion incidents where humans turn into these like charred fire demon things, and the fire force exists to put them down, and they work with the Church of the Holy Sun, and their whole thing is that they put the soul to rest. And there's a lot of weird intrigue, but you've got first generation is second generation, third generation fire people. First generation is the ones that turn into the demon things. Second generation are people that are able to control fire, and third generation are people that are able to create it and control their own fire that they make.
Oh, so it's like an
Yeah.
exorcist demon hunting thing? I am insanely more
Yes.
interested now.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
Their
How many
main
episodes?
character. Ah, jeez, I don't know how many episodes.
24.
That's not bad.
There
I
you
can
go.
knock that out in a couple days. I am definitely, it's on my
See,
list. I'm putting it on my list right
I've-
now.
Like, no joke, just a few weeks ago, I recently reread the whole manga that's currently out. So I read everything up to date.
I need to read it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. There's
How's the manga
there's-
versus anime then? If you've seen both, read both,
Um,
watched both.
there's things that are cut out for some reason. I'm not sure why. Things that are changed in place. It's a little weird, but I think the manga is better in terms of plot progression and story progression. But the anime does a great job with the animation. It looks amazing. But the main
Yeah.
character, he's got what they call the devil's footsteps. He can create fire from his feet.
Ooh, that's
And
hot.
his rival is called Arthur, And his whole thing is, the more delusional he is about believing he's a knight, the stronger a night king. Yeah. The more delusional he is, the stronger he becomes.
Oh.
He's hilarious. He's so dumb, and I love him.
Yeah, the fan service can get a bit much, Jack. It can. There is an entire
like
character
fan service.
dedicated
I like
to
fan
it.
Service. All of the fan
Her
service.
This poor girl.
Yeah, her
that bad.
lucky pervert condition. It's called the lucky pervert condition, but not for her. She hates it.
It's hilarious. It's pretty good for a laugh.
Yeah,
Poor Shinra.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh my god, that poor guy. So,
Poor Shinra.
Angel, you're number 2.
Naruto, ship it in.
Naruto!
All of Naruto. I have not finished it. They just recently finished dubbing it. They've just recently finished dubbing it. I'm a dub watcher. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
All of it. The 82 episodes of filler. The 82 filler episodes in a row.
He watches the fillers.
I'm watching.
Real? Who watches the filler?
I do.
I said.
Now, when I go to rewatch the anime, which do you guys rewatch anime? Are we the only weirdos that rewatch anime?
Yeah. I rewatch anime.
I rewatch the anime all the time.
Okay, when I rewatch it, I'm gonna skip all the fillers from both Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. But the first time I go through it, which I'm doing it now, I'm gonna watch all of it.
I have a story about that, right?
Yes.
So
go ahead.
This was a long time ago. It was a long time ago because this was like when I was like 17, 18 when Naruto was airing. We're talking some. I'm gonna be 30 this year. All right, it's fine. I accept it. All right, I don't look it, but I accept it. But I was waiting for starts. Hey, Jack, I see you. Watches Naruto filler, starts to raise hand, slowly lowers it. But I was waiting for Kakashi Gaiden. So in the manga, between part 1 and Shippuden, part 2, there was the filler little story about Kakashi's background. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but there was that little segment, and it was called Kakashi Gaiden. And so when part 1 of the anime ended, I waited for Kakashi Gaiden. I sat through every filler episode waiting for Kakashi Gaiden, and they didn't even get to it. They moved it to later in the anime, later Shippuden. And I was like, I sat through all of that. I sat through all of that, like a year and a half of filler. I was so mad.
And I gotta admit, some of those filler episodes are awful. This is for in the later show, but it's still a filler. There's one
the ramen. The ramen
was not that awful.
When he made ramen with the Rasengan. He made ramen with the Rasengan.
Okay, it was kind of funny though. It was kind of had the fun. The worst one was a Mecha Naruto.
No.
Fight me. The worst one was a Mecha Naruto.
Okay. Yes.
I agree with that one.
Agreed. But
where
come
the
on.
hell in this like almost feudal era Japan do they get this?
Well, have you seen their TVs? They've got TVs with the giant cables going to them, and then just stacks them. Naruto's technology makes no sense.
But Orochimaru made this robot that looks just like you and can take your chakra.
Infinite Filler-Romi. Yes, Infinite Filler-Romi. In before Boruto is Angel's number 1. Boruto is no one's number 1.
I'm not even
Boruto is no one likes Boruto. Don't! Just don't!
Naruto. Who watches Boruto before they finish Naruto?
Don't ever watch Boruto. Just walk away. When Naruto ends, just walk away.
But I hear that they're attractive when they're older, and I want to see the spicy man boys.
No, it's not worth it.
Spicy man boys.
It's not worth it. It's just disappointment and sadness. Okay.
I heard Konohamaru is smoking. I need to see that boy.
Okay, yes, I will agree with that. He is pretty smoking. He is.
I can't tell Angels the one thing about Naruto that pissed me off the most, and I can't.
I bet
If I can sit through,
we'll have to talk about it.
If I can
Yes.
sit through all the
Yeah.
fillers, I can probably manage to do a little of Boruto.
They started airing Boruto before Naruto ended, by the way. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
It made no sense. It made no
They
sense.
didn't even finish dubbing Shippuden, and they started airing Boruto. I was just like,
See,
what?
I read the manga, so.
And how many times
So did
you watch
I.
the anime?
I've read the manga about 12 times.
I've started reading the manga.
Nice.
I get bored and I reread manga.
I'm a
Thank you.
busy woman with all of my
So,
lackadaisicalness.
can you guess my number 2? No one can
Hold
guess
on.
it.
Hold on.
It's
yeah,
impossible.
Hold on. Hold on.
Impossible, you
It's
said.
impossible.
You showed something earlier on screen, Robotech.
Not even close.
Ah, come on.
It's not even close.
Is it a newer or older anime?
One Piece.
No, it's older. Yojak guessed One Piece. I didn't put One Piece in my top 5, despite loving One Piece.
This is the North Star.
There's 2 animes that hold such a special place in my heart, and okay.
Elfen Lied?
That's a good one.
When I was watching S Cryad on Toonami, I missed an episode. One episode. The next week, completely lost.
Yeah,
Had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. Let me look at my list here. Wolf's Rain.
All I say, I'm just like, oh.
I'm gonna give you guys the Japanese name.
Oh, that.
Well, it translated it. The name is Yoraiden Samurai Troopers, or as I watched it, Ronin Warriors.
Holy.
And yes, it was the boys' version of Sailor Moon. It was a bunch of dudes that turned into samurai, and they had like this similar.
Can you sing
that? Just took me back.
Yeah. See, Cole gets it. Can
you sing?
I'll
theme song? Can you sing it for us?
No, it's not as good as Sailor Moon's. It was very much traditional style, like Japanese taco drums, like you know, that kind of thing. I loved it. All right, it was amazing.
Greatest performance in chat.
The main character, the introduction to the main character is he's walking through town with a white tiger, and he's like, "Why is everyone freaking out? It's just me."
I love tigers, so I'm already interested.
Yeah, he has a white tiger, and he has a special transformation, where it's Armor of the Inferno. Is it that one, or is it his other? I can't remember the name of the armors right now, but
I think it. Yeah, I think so.
yeah, and he or Armor of the Blaze. He's got 2. I think it's Armor of the White Blaze, and he gets his tiger gets armor and swords.
That's badass. If a
Yes!
tiger gets armor and swords,
It's good.
Is it a white tiger?
It was like
Yes.
Carol Baskin.
yes. Boruto actually aired the next week after Shippuden ended.
Oh.
So yeah, but
I watched it.
I had all of the figures for Ronin Warriors. My mom had to drive me to a KB Toys that was like an hour outside of Long Beach because I wanted these toys so bad.
That's awesome.
That is not a joke. That is a thing that happened.
Shout out to DC's mom. That's awesome. I'm a mom, and I wouldn't do that for my children. I do it for myself.
I freaking loved Ronin Warriors.
Maybe if I want to get one for myself, I'd do it for my kids.
That took me back. Like, you said that, and it just took me back to just watching it. And I'm like, whoa, I haven't heard that in so long.
Ronin Warriors is the reason I watch it. It was my first anime ever.
Ooh.
So.
Damn.
Yeah, I got super into it.
Mine was Sailor Moon, actually. The first anime I ever watched was Sailor Moon. So I feel that.
I watched it. I watched Sailor Moon on Toonami. I'm not afraid to admit it. I liked Sailor Moon. Moonlight.
Okay, we're not
bad.
No,
yeah.
No.
We're not gonna sing.
I mean,
yeah. Well, I want to. Now I want to. Me too. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Do we need a fist bump again, DC?
You-
Do we need a fist bump again?
Yeah,
Yeah, there we
fist
go.
bump.
Fist
Just
bump.
go it. Yeah, there we go.
Well, mine was faster on my end.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
You can fix it in
Whatever.
editing.
Well,
You can fix it in
yeah,
editing.
fix it in post.
Fix it in post. It's fine.
Just-
It's fine.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I see you, Yo-Jack. I have so many Yu-Gi-Oh games. I've played so many. I used to play it as a kid.
It's time to
Before we knew
do.
I send my dark magician to
Dark
attack your
magician.
life points directly. Alright.
Yugi, no! I love it. I love it.
And Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. Your moves, Edu.
Screw the rules, I have money.
I
One-
need his leather
one of-
pants.
Bring me. I want his leather pants.
Leather pants. Bakura.
Bakura.
Bring me
Melvin
those
wants a
leather
hug.
pants.
Huggies.
Yes, medic.
I think we've got like only 5 more minutes left of this
no.
topic, so
Okay,
let's
okay,
move on to
okay.
our number one.
My number one is Gurren Lagann.
Respectable. It's respectable.
I love Gurren Lagann. I love the
Great
characters. I love the story. I cry every time I watch it. I've seen it like 10 times.
Do you wanna drill through the heart? Just drill to the heart.
Yes,
Why would you
it
do that?
does.
My drill will pierce the heavens. Damn it.
Just
It is really. That was another one she tied me down and made me watch. I really enjoyed
Nah.
it. It was.
I
really
did.
Good.
Yes.
I did. My favorite character
She gave
is
the battery
Viral, though.
afterwards.
Yeah, the battery was the carrot. Again, we've discussed.
Yep.
I watched it and I got a battery.
But yes.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, that is my favorite. I still will put it on. I can quote it almost word for word when I put it on. It gets annoying.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah.
What about angels? What's number ones? What's the number ones?
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Of course.
I love it
Of
so
course.
much.
Not
actually
the
don't have
original
enough
run.
merch,
FNA,
but-
I see.
I have a little Edward.
I
My
have
husband
the
knows he's
Full
dirty.
Metal. I have the Full Metal Alchemist PS2 game.
I had that one. And I had the DS game as well. I absolutely love that anime. That was one of the few ones that I did read the manga all the way through, and I watched both animes all the way through. Now, Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes,
was
I've done the
not
same.
Awful. It was not bad.
No, it wasn't.
It was
And
actually a
having
good
read the
anime.
manga,
It was
yeah,
actually
having
good.
read the manga, I was like, this isn't bad. It's not bad. It's not as good as Brotherhood.
And
but it's not bad.
Brotherhood is mint.
Yeah,
you know.
Brotherhood special.
Brotherhood's
It's
the
a little
best. Just
special.
my little short blonde angry boy. That's Edward's my boy. I love him.
He's not
My
short.
favorite. My favorite is Greed. Well, Greed Ling. I like Greed and Greed.
Yeah, Greed
and
Ling
Ling,
is-
but
is
Greed Ling.
way better
Greed
as
Ling
Oh, he's
is
just hot.
I noticed no one's favorite's Alphon. No one likes the big suit of armor.
I love Alphonse. He's baby. He's baby.
He's not. It's
We
not as
must
good as
protect-
Edward. Edward's the
we
better.
must
one.
protect- We protect.
Edward's
Alphonse,
just fun.
Yes.
and Edward can protect himself. I mean, he
Yes,
really
and, turn his
can. Just-
automail arm into a
yes.
sword. It's
I just love
awesomeness.
It. I love it so much. DC drum roll.
Yeah,
It's your
no,
favorite.
Yojack guessed it. It's Trigun. It's Trigun. It's got to be Trigun.
Clap for you,
That
Jack.
number one has to be Trigun.
Daddy knows you best. Daddy knows you best.
I've seen Trigun so many times. I
I
love it. I've
actually named
rewatched it just for fun.
I actually named my dog after Vash. My dog is named Vash the Stampede. And
Yeah.
My first roleplay character ever was inspired by Vash the Stampede. And
Vash?
I love Vash.
well, there's actually a lot that Trigun inspired for me too, because I also like to write and stuff like that. And that was just like at a time in the '90s when I was just starting to get into being creative and stuff like that. So yes, Trigun was on my list. There were so many that was on my list. It was so hard to narrow it down, but Trigun was one of them. It is definitely it's a great anime. It's a great.
Yeah,
anime.
it's wonderful. It's great. I mean, you've got the amazing, the twins, the weapons, the guns. You've got the character. You got Knives. Knives is a villain. He's a great villain.
He is.
Knives
He's a
just
great
is
villain.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
You got Meryl. So you got
Oh, Meryl.
Meryl. You got Millie. Who can? No one can hate Millie. You can't hate Stun Gun Millie. She's adorable.
You
And then,
can't.
Wolf,
You can't.
Wolfwood.
Yes, Wolfwood.
Yes, Wolfwood.
Wolfwood.
I
That man.
recently rewatched Try Again because I did not remember the ending. My brain is like that sometimes. So I recently rewatched it. So this is fresh for
The
me.
ending.
This is fresh.
I will state, if you haven't read the manga, completely goes off the rails.
So is Trigun
Anime
anime to
deserves-
Full Metal Alchemist as manga is to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? If that made any sense.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
completely?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it because it's this crazy. At one point in the manga, Knives becomes a giant amalgamation of a bunch of
You cut off there a bunch of what?
the plants, the stuff that makes
In the
all
manga?
of their
The
yeah.
plants, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes off the rails. It's
Oh.
craziness.
Is it good off the rails or just like?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
No,
okay,
it's amazing off the
That's
rails.
good to hear. I am glad that it's good. But yes,
I started reading the manga.
How much time we got left?
Just
on
do
this
honorable
segment?
mention.
We good?
What?
Because I have some honorable mentions if we need to talk about our favorite anime. More
I think we can do a couple honorable mentions. I think we have about a few minutes left because we still have to do.
Okay, so when we do them, just say your honorable mentions and then we move on. If we have time to discuss, we will.
Yeah, well, if we have time, we'll discuss more in depth.
Colette, honorable mentions, go.
Outlaw Star,
Yes.
One Punch Man.
Agreed.
Oh God, there's so many. You know what? I'm just gonna go with those
Beastars.
two. Outlaw Star, One
Beastars,
Punch Man.
Into the Abyss. Sorry, but
You're going B-stars?
I'm gonna-
Made in Abyss,
Made in
not
Abyss.
Into the Abyss.
excuse me. I have that written
Made.
down.
That's a good one.
Yeah. The thing.
My
the
honorable
thing
mention-
that happened. The thing
The
we were
thing.
upset over. Sorry. Continue.
Yes, that I get you. I understand completely. Yes.
That's
Yes,
just spoilers
I
for the whole
understand.
season, so that's why
Yeah.
just the thing.
My honorable mentions are Bleach and One Piece.
yes.
Bleach and One Piece are my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Okay, my honorable mentions are
Yes.
Death Note, Bleach, Inuyasha, and I just have so many more. And then like Hellsing and Fooly Cooly and Oran and Wolf's Rain.
Fully
and-
Cooley.
Yes.
I have a Fully Cooley t-shirt. I have a
Fooly
Fully
Cooly.
Cooley t-shirt.
Yes, but
Fully
those
Cooley.
just so many. I have so many on my like Seven Deadly Sins, Black Butler, Tokyo Ghoul, Blue Exorcist, just
Fruits Basket.
Fruits Basket.
Fruit Basket.
I have not
Yes.
seen the new one
Like,
yet. I need
That's
to watch
fun.
it.
That's too many honorable
I
mentions.
know.
We get it. You gotta condense the list.
I know.
You gotta two. Two.
No, I
Yeah,
just said
you're
it all.
here.
No,
Look,
it's
you're
all or
here. You
nothing.
can't even see my hand. I need you.
No, I'm just.
You're
gonna
at an
shove
11.
It all
I need you at a
down your
5.
throat, and you're gonna just take it all.
No.
You're gonna take it all, and it's girthy.
You're here. I need you here.
Yeah,
can't
you're
make
here.
Me. You
You're
can't
here.
make me. No.
You're here.
Can't
You're
make me.
here.
No.
So
No.
we need to talk about our the animes we're watching for this season of the OtakuCast. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into Baccano and Another. So
Three of us watched the first episode.
yes.
Which one do we want to hit on first, Baccano or
Can
Another?
I correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, it's Baccano, not
It's
Baccano.
Baccano. It's Baccano.
No, it's not.
Bacca.
I'm Switzerland.
Bacca. Baccano. It's Bacca.
It's got an exclamation
All right,
point at the end of it.
It's Baccano. Baccano.
Two.
It's
Right.
supposed to be Italian, eh? It's supposed to be Italian, but it's not. You know, we can talk about Another. We can keep with the A and the B.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
That wasn't on stream.
Follow
They don't know what you're
alphabetical
talking
order.
about. They don't know what you're talking
They don't need to know what I'm talking about. They just
about.
all right. I got notes and I have questions.
I have
A
notes and
lot of
too.
questions.
All right.
A lot of questions about Another. Most of my
do you wanna
questions
go
involve
first on this
Another.
one? Do you want to go on first? Go first.
How do we want
Huh?
to discuss this?
Okay,
how do we
well,
want to discuss
how
Colette?
about,
How
like,
do we want to discuss
First
Another?
impression. Okay, the little story time at the beginning and then the opening. What do you think about that? Like the little story time was a little bit like creepy, but the only thing I know
Are we talking about Another?
Another, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the little story
I don't know.
like it's like it was setting. It felt like it was setting up. You know, that's what the point of it was. But at the same time, it's like They didn't even start with anything that you could relate
Look,
to.
Dude, what is my what? I gotta look at my notes here. Yeah, the story time. We're talking about you. You know, there was Misaki. She dies, and everyone's just kind of acts like she didn't die.
That there was even like a graduation chair open for her in the class and everything like that.
Yeah, I just want to bring up my note for the opening itself, which is just creepy ass doll opening.
Yeah, my opening was
that was my note.
Yeah, just the creepy and the thing about the dolls and like I enjoyed the opening though. I enjoyed it. It was creepy. It was unnerving. It set me off a little bit, and there was like a haunting melody to the way the song was, and the dolls, the blood, the coffins, the jerky motions. It was all very like haunting. It was.
I have questions. So many questions. Colette, do you have so many questions, or did you?
I've seen all of it.
Yeah. So you had no. Yes, Yoja gets me creepy as a doll opening.
So, like,
you don't like dolls all that much, DC.
No. I saw Chucky as a little kid, and my godfather, we would stay at his house, and he had a Chucky doll in the living room where I would sleep. All right, that doll would watch me lay on the couch and sleep, and I do not appreciate dolls. All right.
That's uncomfortable.
You're creepy.
I mean, you could have just gone put it in a box or something.
No, I was like 8. You know, when you're 8 years old and you don't want to touch things because you're like, oh no, this is my house. You know, or maybe I was just a very polite 8-year-old.
I would have hit it with a stick.
I guess I was just a polite 8-year-old then. I was just polite. I don't wish to be a bother, but that doll sure is creepy. Godfather, would you put it in a box for me? You know, just shove it away. Just shove it away, then. All right.
Yes.
Yeet it out the window.
That's exactly.
Throw it out the window for me.
Exactly what you needed to do.
Yes. Oh, not to be a bother. Oh dear me. I'm so sorry.
That thing's creepy. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
So yeah. Some of my notes. I actually wrote this down because I was curious. I knew Yomi. Of course the school that the main character is going to go to is Yomi. Because the name of the town is Yomi. I can't remember exactly the name of the town.
Yeah.
But I looked it up. I looked up Yomi, and it means land of the dead.
Oh, that I did not look that up.
Yeah.
That's news for me. And that definitely sets a cast, a pallor over this shadow over the story and the whole thing. As just the name of it is Land of the Dead. Huh.
Yeah, and I looked up a few things. Another was originally written by Yukito Ayatsuji. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Probably.
And it was originally I have here produced by PA Works. And so I was like curious, what else has PA Works done? I didn't know most of them because a lot of them seemed like slice of life, anime, stuff like that. They did the Professor Layton movie, Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva.
I have never heard of that.
And they also did Angel Beats.
I've heard of that.
Angel Beats.
Yes. So that is what the studio is known for. But I can get us a little bit of explanation on the basic start of the anime, which is just for everyone else. If you haven't seen it, the anime opens on the discussion of a woman, girl in the class 3, known as Misaki, who died, and everyone in the class one day just decides to just pretend she's still there, up to even having a graduation ceremony and including her chair. Then the anime has the creepy ass doll opening and blood and coffins and all that, which just makes you uncomfortable and wonder what the hell's going on. And then we open with our main character. Crap, I can't remember his name. I have it written down somewhere.
Koriichi Sakibara. Did I pronounce that right? Koichi
Sakibara. Koichi.
Yeah, Koichi.
I can't spell.
And
Koichi.
Koichi is in the hospital with what we find out later is a collapsed lung.
See, in
But
the dub,
he's
they called it glass lung. And I
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
had to
it's
look that up, and it was like nodules of tissue and calcified yuckiness that is on
yeah,
the lung.
I have written down in my note Yomi Land of the Dead, and I was like, main character in hospital, dialysis? Because it pulls and you see like the blood going in, and I'm
there's
like,
a pad on his chest. Yeah, it did look like some
yeah,
sort
and
of
I'm like,
dialysis. And the way, like, when you
but
first enter it, the grandma was talking to him, the way it sounded was like,
oh, the other note I have, invisible grandma.
yeah, the
You
invisible
never see her
grandma.
face.
The invisible
You
grandma.
don't.
And she said something along the lines of what a horrible way to like have start your life or something.
Yeah,
So
to start.
I
Yeah,
assumed that
to
it was
start
some
your life
sort of
here.
like lifelong illness that Koichi had been fighting, not just like he had,
Which
it could also be a thing,
that
but
yeah.
we don't know.
Well, which comes up later when he talks to his dad.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that part. I want to talk about the creepy ass school kids, the class officers that come over and that are just standing there, and like all of them
They're
are
just staring.
suspicious and
They're just
creepy.
staring.
Yeah, they're just like, "Are you? Have you ever been here before?" And he's like, "I don't know. Maybe as a little kid. I don't remember." It's like, "Are you sure you didn't live here?" And
Yeah.
it's like, "What is with you guys?"
And they're just like, "Are you sure?" And they almost seem to like. Where are my notes on it?
I mean, the
the
girl with the glasses, she
like
was kind of
Kazumi,
cutesy.
The boy, sorry, I interrupted you, but he was
No,
nice
that's
enough to
fine.
like copy notes for Koichi.
Yeah,
And, like,
yeah, but he delivers them in like a manila envelope,
like it was secret
and
documents.
yeah, but they were all hand copied. I noticed it; they were all
Yes,
handwritten,
they were all
and I was like, "What is
Who does
wrong with this
now,
guy?"
that wasn't just
Yeah,
notes from the day he had missed. That looked like notes from
no,
like, the whole school year, like the
it
whole
was the first
semester.
semester. Yeah, he said these are notes from the first semester. And I was just like, copies that much note?
They do, apparently.
Apparently. And like, I broke my wrist when I was 8, so my wrist is all sorts of messed up. If I had sat down and copied that many notes, I'd just be like, I can't move my hand anymore. It's dead now.
Yeah. Now, didn't Koichi say that he was like he had lived there, but he was from Tokyo?
Yeah, he moved there from Tokyo just recently.
Yeah.
His dad moved away for his dad went to India to do some work. But all I have is like he did live in this town, but it was when he was a little kid, so he doesn't remember that.
He live in this town. What's it called?
Yomimaru.
Yes.
Yomiyama.
Yes, that.
Yeah, it's the town of the dead, apparently.
So he did live in here when he was younger.
And apparently the main character's mom's dead, and he's got his grandma, grandpa, and his aunt.
Mm-hmm. And then there was that one woman that was in the hospital room with him, Reiko?
Yeah.
Was she a friend of Koichi's mom, or was she
another
that
was his
I got mixed messages from
aunt. The woman was supposed to be his aunt, but that's like the dub. Aunt could be, just woman, or it could be his actual physical aunt.
Well, she also mentioned something about being in class with him, so I got a lot of mixed messages.
Yeah.
I watched the dub once again, so.
The same class. They're going to the same school, and she was in class 3. So I think she might have something to do with the Masaki thing that's going on. In the hospital, he does meet a girl wearing an eye patch named Masaki,
like
carrying a creepy ass doll.
It was in the elevator, and she
It disappeared. She just appeared.
She went down to the second floor basement.
Just when she appeared, my reaction was like, "Oh no, thank you." It's just like, do not just appear behind me. Don't.
She went to go see her poor other half, as she said.
Mm-hmm. She had a delivery for her. She had a delivery.
Yeah, her poor other half.
I think she called herself May or Mai.
Yeah.
Mai.
May or Mai Masaki.
Yeah.
Which I have here. Ghost or just creepy?
both is good.
Yeah.
Both is good.
Both is
Because
good.
she said she had a delivery and she was gonna go see her other waiting half, but all she had was that creepy doll.
Yeah.
And
Which, I
no
love
one wants that as a
plots.
delivery.
I love
no one wants
yeah,
a creepy doll as
but
a delivery.
I love plots. I love speculation. So one of the things I was speculating about is I'm like, all right, so did this girl have a twin that died? Or is this an actual ghost? Are we going into supernatural or what are we doing? I'm curious to
Another
see
thing
where
I
it goes.
speculated about, I actually rewound the episode to double check, is I actually for a minute thought that the eye patches were on different sides when we see her in the beginning and see her in the
Yeah.
later part of the episode, but they were on the same side.
Yeah. So after that, the main character gets a call from his father. We skip a few months. He says he's going to start classes in May. So we skip, and it's like the day he's going to start school. And his dad calls. And his dad calls from India. And I love his dad. I put the note, best dad ever.
He did sound
Because
pretty
he's just
awesome.
like, he's just like, it's so hot, It's so hot in
It's 2
India.
a.m. here and it's so hot.
Yeah, it's hot. It's like, you're just about to go to school, right? And he's like, yeah. And it's just like, his dad tells him he had collapsed lung twice as a child. And he's like, but he never had it again after that. And he's like, so if it is hereditary, you're done now.
Yeah, you're
so
good. It's fine.
Yeah, that means our character has had this before.
Yeah.
He's had a problem with his lungs before that we're not introduced to until that moment.
See, in the dub,
but then we get introduced to Grandpa.
It is an accident, so I think that might
Yeah.
be a dub thing.
Yeah. Who knows? The sub and dub, they're always different.
Yeah.
But we get introduced to what I call depressed Grandpa.
Yes, him in the shrine.
Him in his shrine. I'm assuming of his daughter. I'm assuming it's the main character's mother. I'm assuming.
That's a fair assumption,
but
though.
yeah.
It's definitely
depressed Grandpa, though. That's my nickname
but
for
he
him.
seemed to be like sweet to Koichi. Like he seemed to be receptive. To
Yeah.
him, and he was nice to him
until he got super depressed. It was just like
Yeah.
But I'm trying to move us along so we can keep getting to
Really,
Baccano.
My note
but
says
then
that I thought the grandpa might know something, like the way he was talking.
He might.
Yeah, I think he knows something.
He might. Who knows? Who knows? We got depressed Grandpa. We got invisible Grandma.
My notes are apparently just the worst because I have a note on here that the fourth thing to know school, and then I was talking about the grandpa afterwards. Was his dad like the fourth thing you need to go know about school is, and then he had to get off the phone. So what is it? What was that thing?
No,
was that his dad, or was that the
that was his aunt.
His aunt, yeah.
His aunt was telling him about
Gotcha.
all the things he needs to know, which is like the third thing he needed to know, fourth thing he needed was you have to follow the school rule.
Yeah.
They take the rules very seriously.
So seriously.
But then the episode doesn't really go into the school rules, so I was like, that's a little like, are we gonna get introduced to that later? Why did you bring that up now?
Yeah.
And then not so. Which is actually brings me into something that this is from me as just someone who loves writing. I love writing stories and things like that. There's a thing called Chekhov's gun. And Chekhov's gun is if you in a story write about a gun on a mantle in chapter 1 or act 1, it better go off by act 3. So that's saying if you bring something up, you better use it. Like, don't bring up that he loved skiing and never have him use
I know exactly
skiing.
what you're talking about. Yeah. If there's no reason for them to waste animating or voicing any of these things that we've seen so far without using them.
The first episode for me, compared to Baccano's first episode, this episode felt like it dragged. Like it felt like it dragged because it felt so much like everything is just set up the mystery. Mm-hmm. So it's all of it is we're introducing questions. We're just introducing questions right now. Like what else do I have here? Yeah. The glasses rep. When he introduces himself to the class, he goes to the school and he introduces himself. and none of the students
Nobody
react.
Nobody moved. Nobody blinked. It was
It's
just
blank stare. It's just
Yeah,
blank.
it's
Like
just
staring
everyone's
forward,
just
not even like
dead.
reading him, not looking at him, just
Yeah.
creepily, like militant nearly.
Yeah, it was creepy as hell. I even wrote it down. I was like, why is everyone so somber and creepy ass school? Like the school itself looks like it's shut
I was
down.
not expecting, because after
Everything's
they did
rusty.
the little class introduction, they went to like the little break period in between, and everyone was fine. Everyone was animated
Yeah,
and normal.
yeah,
and
immediately.
talking. Yeah, they
Yeah.
just
It was just like, where are you from? Are you from Tokyo? Why'd you move out here? Ooh, do.
exactly. And
But then he asks about Akazawa because he says, "Why isn't Akazawa here?" And Glasses Rep
the
immediately,
purple-haired classmate
he
was like,
did- yeah, he was just like he stared at the one guy,
and they changed the topic
and-
instantly.
yeah, and he's like, "Oh, why don't I show you around school at lunch?" And I was like, "What is? Why doesn't he like the questions?
Yes.
What's going on here? Oh, Maru, what do you do?"
I sip my
Where are we
tea.
going? Yeah. It just seems like, what's going on here?
There-
Where's the mystery? What
There's
are we
a
doing?
secret.
Um,
I smell a secret.
yeah.
But yeah.
So we're getting low on time,
Yeah,
so
we
let's
are. So
but
let's just
pretty much after that, yeah. After that,
the
it's
classroom
just like
introductions, and then we
yeah.
and
And
the
then
school
they
day.
do PE.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
PE,
they
yeah.
do.
But
And
there
then
was
he
that one
goes to
kid with the
meet
heart
Mai on the
condition, so
rooftop.
sweet.
Yeah, he has a heart condition, and he has to go lay down. He's like he's not running because he has a heart condition.
And
The
but
main
then
character
the
has
other
lung
girl
problems.
that came up to him, he asked her about it too, and she also went, "Oh,
Yeah,
no."
she shut down.
Yeah, she
But
shut
then
down
he goes.
immediately.
He goes and he meets
I
Mai
have her
on the
listed as
rooftop.
Glass. Oh, Mai wrote that really small.
I just-
Bench girl at PE. Yes.
Yeah, I
And
just
as
call
soon as
her cute class.
Miyazaki was mentioned, she just freaked the heck out.
Yeah, but he goes up there and he sees her up there. He meets her up there, and they have their little discussion. And she's creepy as hell.
Oh yeah.
But even up there, like
Staring.
yeah, she like says his name one syllable at a time. You know, the Japanese kanji at a time.
Something
but-
very sad that day happened for me. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
just something, and she doesn't remember
Just,
seeing him in the elevator.
Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe, you know, just like she's just like that girl you meet that's like playing. Maybe I like you. I don't know.
But they didn't.
You know.
My quote from her that I really liked was, "Your classmates haven't told you yet that they associate you with a
Yeah.
cruel death."
Your
Like-
name, yeah, your name with death. But she even says like he was like, oh, what kanji does Mai use? He's like, oh, it uses the same kanji for sing or scream.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
yeah,
what is with this creep lady?
yeah.
But the other thing was like, why did the rooftop look all rusty and nasty? Everything was rusty and nasty.
It was. And
Everything at
it
the
looked
school.
like it was aesthetic, like blood and gore aesthetic, you know.
Yeah.
And then before she said, "You shouldn't get close to me. You shouldn't talk to me. You don't want to find out." Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we need
So-
to find out. You can't just say that.
Yeah. So let's move on to our next anime of the season.
Did you have anything
Baccano,
else to say,
or
Cole,
Baccano.
for another?
Yes. Do you want to add anything
kind of
for
just
another before we
barely-
move on?
There was just one little tiny thing that I was gonna
Yeah.
say. So it was during when he asked that girl sitting on the bench, stating, "Why don't the other classes join us because of class 3?
Yeah.
All the other classes go
Have 1
together."
and 2 and 4 and 5.
So it's like everybody's avoiding this class.
Yeah. Which is like why.
Yeah,
Yeah. For sure.
So
and that's
Baccano.
it.
We-
I'm good.
Baccano. We go from creepy, weird to immortal gangsters.
Yes.
Just-
Like,
That's what we
honestly,
moved to.
I was not as excited about Baccano as I was for another. I thought it was like more slice of life. I like supernatural animes. I like exciting magic. Give me the magic demon boys. Rain on the
I
fire
just-
breath.
yeah.
You know, not.
Can-
But
Can I just say though, I took the time during the opening to write down all of the characters' names because I was like, all right, let's get a list of our cast. Let's get a list of our cast. Just
Mhm.
the whole page. This is just names. All this is names, and I'm like, what do we got? Isaac Dion, Maria Harvin, Firo Porcinizo, like Mizo Avaro, Keith Gandor, Berga Gandor, Luck Gandor. I'm mispronouncing all of these. Then there's like Zelyard Quates. Like, what is this? Enos. What are these names? Lad Russo, that's a pretty good one. But then there's like Nice or Nice. And then there's a dude just named Jacuzzi Splot.
Yep.
I mean, what?
Best boy.
And
but yeah.
But the first thing I noticed during the opening, because this one just jumped right in the opening, no story time first. It's just instantly speakeasies, Prohibition era, 1930s.
Yeah.
Gangsters.
Heck yeah.
Gangsters. That was just
Gangsters.
Gangsters. Just like even
But,
the song
yeah.
was just like.
It
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, I watched Baccano first, and I was just like, yes, I am
watched Another
down
first.
for this. See, that's the problem. You should have watched Baccano first, like I did, because that got me pumped for it. I was like, yeah.
But
But
it was just.
then-
It's just automatic. Yeah, it was just the opening just got me ready for some good old fun. I don't know. But
so let me blow through this real quick,
Okay.
though. Let me blow through this real quick. Baccano was originally done by Ryoga Narita. By Brain Base Studio is the one that does the anime. Brain Base Studio produces Blood Lad, Gakuin Basara, or Gakuin Basara, which is based off of the video game Sengoku Basara. They also did Mazin Kaiser, Mighty Disciple Kenichi, and Assassination Classroom. So those are some of the big ones that they've done. So I thought that was really cool.
But,
yeah, Assassination Classroom is good.
I
I have here though, Baccano. I'm gonna blow through the episode just a little bit, so we can talk about it. But Baccano starts with a lolly on a table is how I put it. So we start with a lolly on a table.
Her name is Carol.
Yeah, Carol is adorable, but it's lolly on a table. Thinking about books, we've got Vice President Monocle, as I like to call him.
Gustave Saint Germain, thank you very much.
Yeah, Gustave Saint Germain. I've got him down here as Gustave Germain, but yeah, I call him Vice President Monocle.
That's actually better, Vice President Monocle.
And he comes in with the philosophical debate about rainbows, like, are they good, are they bad?
Yeah.
And then we just like, after we get into like where does our story start, they have that other debate. So it's just like Baccano starts off with a philosophical debate, and I was like, oh man, is this how we're really gonna start this? We just had awesome opening, now we're gonna have philosophical debate. But no, then we just get into gang war, just gang wars.
Well, like when he did
and
his
I was
little
just
story
like,
time,
yeah.
it's like, oh, who are these people? Oh, that guy just died.
Yeah.
Oh, the gore, just like the kid getting his head blown off. Sorry if you haven't seen it, just the first
So
episode.
yeah.
Just
Yeah, dude's getting finger cut off, and they just like they float back and go onto his hand, and it's like Carol's like, he's main character-ish.
That was the moment that I went, this is more than I thought it was. I'm now much more invested when his fingers. What was his name?
That's that was, I believe we're talking about Firo.
Firo.
Yeah. That was when I sat down and I was just like, continue.
Yes.
Go on. Go on. But we also got we had a mob family war. We've got the flying pussyfoot train.
Flying pussyfoot. It's great.
That's the name of the train. Flying pussyfoot.
I'm still listening. I just got to mute for 1 second. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, that we're introduced to a whole bunch of stuff all at once. We don't really have a lot of time left. We're gonna try. Dang it. Which, since Angels has muted herself, I want you guys to all know that you can tune into Anime Club at Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We've got a Anime Club voice channel in our server hosted by Yojak, along with the Anime Club episode. Welcome back. I'm just telling them about where they can find Anime Club.
Yes.
Where Yojak will host a different anime movie every week. The upcoming movie this Friday will be Makia When the Promised Flower Bloom. expected to start at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific Standard, and everyone is welcome to join. So we hope to see you there. I just wanted to get that in while you were gone, because I thought that would be the best time.
Good. I'm glad you covered that. Sorry, I had a munchkin.
I am awesome at
and
covering this.
He
Thank
was
you.
Persistent. So
Yes.
okay.
He was threatening us.
Yes, he was. I felt threatened for my life.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yes. He held a.
Just that first episode of Baccano was just information vomit. They gave you, they just jumped around.
Yes.
We got the train. We have our gangsters.
Yeah.
We have our dude with the fingers going back. We got assassination attempts. We
got torture.
Yeah.
We got drive-by.
We got a drive-by where they shoot up a bookstore.
And then they had these pieces of conversation, and they would give you so much information, but you didn't know what to do with it. Like, there's the gangs, and the mafia, and the Kimori, and the Gondos, and the Mantillos. And
it was just
what?
Like, there's so much to discuss. It's so hard to break both of these down into 2 15-minute moments because another is just crazy mystery, and then Baccano is just insanity. It's just all constant insanity.
We got lots of questions for both of them, but they're both so very different. I love it. And in the dub, I have to say I love Tob Habercorn voicing Pharaoh because Firo. I had it written down, but I heard that voice and I'm like, I know you. I love the way Tob Habercorn is one of those great.
I have been informed Yojak will not be getting out the so I have done well. Thank you. I will not be getting the belt today.
Yay.
So let us ask Colette, what else would you like to add about Baccano? You talking about Italians of it. Just so you all know, by the way, I am Sicilian. My family came from Sicily, so I feel the Italian mafia family vibes.
Do you do the
all
thing?
right, I'm
do you do
feeling
the
it.
thing? The hand thing?
The hand thing? Yes, I do. Yes, it's ingrained. It's all of us Italians. We have to do. We talk with our hands. We have to. It's genetic.
I like it.
It's what happens when you come from a people that almost took over the world. We messed up. We split the empire between families. You don't do that. You don't split the empire. It's bad.
DC.
It shows you. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Colette, what did
Italian
you think about
families, we don't get along.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I loved it. Like I said, that's another anime I watched like way back though. I've seen it, but rewatching it and seeing all the characters again and how the story is going to progress with all these different characters because there's so many characters that it's hard to keep track. Yes.
Again. Mm-hmm. Literally 2 lines, not character names.
Yes.
There's
so
many. And there's just information and then the thing with the railway and the trains and the bodies and the dude that was still alive and talk about wanting to kill his girl. Just
what? Yeah, his wife. It looked like she was at a wedding.
Why do you want me to kill you baby?
It's his wife.
Do you not want? And he's got his missing arm, and he's just
and it just bone and blood tissue.
It's just nastiness.
And that's why those cops were just like, "What do we do with this?"
Yeah, like, how are we gonna handcuff this guy? He's not. What? We handcuff his little bone nub? What do we do?
He's got a stub.
So let us talk about some Empire news, and then we can. I have to. We got like 7 minutes left. So in Empire news for our Otaku Empire, we are looking for I believe it is Fortnite scouts. We need a scout. So think about that. Scout
move.
Think about that one.
Want to be a scout?
Yeah, I just wanted to get. Yeah, you want to be a scout? You want to look for talent? Are you interested in finding talented people for team-based combat? Do you like video games? Have you ever looked at baseball scouts and football scouts and said, "Hey, I want to do that, but for professional esports"?
That's what
Think about it.
That's what you need.
Yes, that's what we need. That's what we're looking for.
Hell yeah.
We're looking for people.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look
Look
at
at
us
that.
go.
Look at me. Professional. Look at that. Yeah. Professional. Yeah. Italian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of a great.
You got the mafia going on.
Look, Baccano got me into it. It got me into it. I
don't
was digging it.
understand.
You don't understand. You gotta
You
go
don't
and
wanna
make him
piss
an
off
offer. You
the
can't look
Empire.
Yeah. You don't want to.
piss
Yeah.
off.
You don't want to. You
Daddy
don't want to
Jack-
make us mad.
Daddy Jack comes for you.
You don't want to make Daddy Jack mad.
No, you don't
Yeah.
want to make.
This is a prop I made a long time ago that just says pipe.
Pipe.
Yeah.
That's demonetized. That's demonetized.
Hey, it could be PVC pipe, you know? All right?
Well,
Yeah.
it looks like
There was a
it,
lot of
but it
there
looks
was a
like
lot of
it.
yeah, there was a lot of building explosions in Baccano. They need some
Oh,
PVC.
Yeah, in Baccano.
They really do.
So much. I am
Those-
looking forward to both of them to watch more. I want to know more about both of those animes for sure.
Yes, I am very curious to see where they're gonna go.
And
I'm just we'll
will
probably have to-
definitely- We all just stop talking at the same time because we keep
I was-
talking at the same
I was
time.
gonna say we're probably gonna have to bring Colette back in a
Definitely.
few weeks.
Definitely.
Since she's seen both of them.
By the
bring her
time
back in a
I
few
realized it was just too late, I'm just like, it's too late. It's too late. It's too
Yeah.
late. It's
Fine.
okay. It's been a while though, so you're getting a refresher and remembering them, right, Colette?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
And they're enjoyable, at least, yeah. And then,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
are we
They're
still-
they're
we're still
great. They're
watching those
good.
on Anime Club too, so, or at least another, right? Anime Club, yeah. No,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, we're still doing that again. Anime Club, Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you don't know Central Time, that means it's gonna be at 6 because I'm Central.
Give it a Google.
Then you got like
Give it a
Mountain
Google.
Times, like
Do your own
5.
googling.
Yes,
Do your own googling.
if
Do
you
the
don't
Google.
know, do the Googles. Look up EST or PST to your time zone, which is Mountain Time and Central Time.
We could have people from other countries watching too, which is just crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Which then you get into the GSTs and don't even get me started on those ones.
Mm-hmm.
You got like 14-hour time difference, blah, blah, blah. But yes, those are on Fridays. There is going to be movie nights as well. Again, this upcoming Friday is Makia When the Promised Flower Bloom. So, if you want to watch,
hopefully we'll be able to make it in there and watch it with you guys. Hopefully you guys will watch it with us.
and yes, hopefully you will watch it. And before we finish, we should talk about our amazing avatars
Yes.
done by
Yes.
the
They're
yes.
they're down there, right? I don't see the same thing you did.
They are beneath us. They're done by
It's
the
way
amazing and
prettier than I am.
talented
It's way
Velaloud. Velaloud.
If she's
Velaoud?
watching, she needs to tell us which one of us got
Yeah.
the pronunciation closer.
Yes.
Velalude? That's what I said.
Velaloud.
Veloud?
But yes, they are they're just
They're
beautiful.
the bee's
They're
knees.
done
They're the bee's knees. with
done
our
in the-
gangster-
done in the wonderful
They're the bee's knees, boss.
persona. Yeah, beige nice. Done in the wonderful Persona 5 style. I got my headphones and my beanie. Angels has her wonderful headband, which you didn't wear.
It's on the
Shit.
Eevee. It's on the Eevee.
You're gonna have to wear it now. I'm wearing a beanie and it's hot, so I stuck to it. I might just wear I might just wear my
We are
my
more than
bandana
our
next
avatars,
time.
DC. We are more than our avatars.
I'm not. I'm only my avatar.
Oh well, that's fair.
All I have.
But yes, and thanks to everybody who helped. Like, this was not easy to set up or get going for
No,
me
it wasn't.
especially. And of course, Daddy Jack, he had the reins. Claps for him, guys.
Yes, claps for
He's
Daddy
the king
Jack.
of the weebs. He's our boy, and he's
Yes,
the maestro of all of this. And just Jason, Velude, and Colette, and just everybody. There's far too many people to list. I'm sorry if I don't thank you personally.
Claps
Claps,
to our
just
wonderful
of
special
us.
guest that we railroaded the whole time.
She
Our
patience,
wonderful editor.
patience claps for our editor Colette because we just
Who's gonna have to figure out all of this mess.
future guest. If we're talking, interrupt us. If you want to say something, interrupt us. Okay. Please.
Or just shout at us.
Yeah.
Just
be
yell
like,
at me.
shut up. I have words.
Be like Daddy Jack, threaten the the belt.
Ah, please the belt. Sorry, I'm kidding. That's a joke.
No.
It's a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. But yes,
I believe
we will be back.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Same bat time.
Sunday.
Same bat time. Same bat channel.
We will be here. And we will be amazing. And yeah, we got lots more things to talk about in the future. If you guys want to talk to us, chat us, PM us, DM us, get in the lounge with us.
Yes.
You got suggestions?
Talk to us.
Suggest away.
Join-
is my makeup
join-
horrible?
join the
I know it
Discord.
is. Tell me how to do it better because I am terrible at being feminine. I'm just the worst at it.
All right. So we're gonna toss it over to Yo Jack
The king. The
to
daddy.
sign off.